living in a science fiction world in real time.
This is maybe the most dangerous phase of the evolution of AI that we are entering now.
What we as a society do with artificial intelligence is the most important issue of our time.
You're not going to get to the good until you put safeguards in place for the bad.
We're talking about the future of humanity.
There is a battle that we'll be facing. We need a movement, and we need a movement that is organized.
It's very hard for less powerful creatures like us to have power forever over more powerful machines. And that's actually not a new thought. There are a number of people who've talked about that, including Alan Turing, who was the founder of computer science. He gave a speech in 1951 and he said, we should have to expect the machines to take control. The basic idea, as we make AI systems better and better, things could get worse and worse for us. We're talking about potentially existential risks to human civilization. There have been an increasing number of people like me whose goals are to ensure that AI systems are guaranteed to operate safely and ethically. But we needed an organization and a unifying event that could bring the whole community together and keep us sustainable. So by October of 2024, we formally created the International Association for Safe and Ethical AI.
I am honored to welcome you to the International Association for Safe and Ethical Artificial Intelligence.
Raise your hand if you are excited about making AI tools that cure diseases and help us.
You can be both innovative and safe at the same time.
Each of us has a role to play in ensuring that the development of AI aligns with the best of human values.
How should we think about AI's climate impacts?
In the wrong hands, it could be turned into dangerous weapons. So we need the societal guardrails.
The real question here is, can we develop regulations?
When we talk about AI systems operating safely and ethically, one of IASEAI's first objectives is to promote the research that we need. We can seed research centers around the world by providing small startup grants. We can fund fellowships, we can award prizes for outstanding work, and we can convene these meetings, workshops, conferences, where people present their research, get to know each other, form new teams, have new ideas. We also need to build that community. The conferences and workshops play a role in doing that, and it's important to extend this community into other areas. It's not just about the technology, it's about how it's embedded into the real world and how it interacts with real people. And so we try to bring many different groups together to represent the rest of the world, to enhance public understanding. We will generate educational content, training materials, developing courses, textbooks, so that more students and more professors around the world and more researchers in industry understand the principles and can then push the technology forward. We also will have films and other media that will really convey this in a way that people can understand in popular culture. The last thing we need to do is to shape public policy from governments, from international organizations, and in standards organizations. To do that, we really need to build coalitions with other professional societies, with groups in industry, with civil society organizations. We need to educate legislators so that they understand what the issues are and what a reasonable response is. The reason AI could have benefits is because our whole civilization is the result of our intelligence. And so if we have access to more intelligence, we can have a much better civilization. And we could actually enter into a new era where instead of life and geopolitics being a struggle over access to the wherewithal of life, we could actually choose what we want our future to be like. And we could do that with AI as a tool and not as an overlord. When I think about what it would be like to embark on a future with AI systems that are more powerful than us, it feels a little bit like getting on an airplane. And when you get on an airplane, you always have that moment where you wonder, okay, did they build this airplane right? And is this a good pilot? And then you remind yourself that, yes, everything is in place to make sure that this works. Well, the entire human race is going to get on this airplane. And the trip is going to go on forever. Which means that it has to work perfectly forever, having never been tried or tested before. And in my view, we can't get on that airplane unless we are absolutely sure that everyone has done their job to make sure that it works.